Should investors be concerned about XRP's recent decline? XRP once seemed like a guaranteed investment poised to reach $4, but that optimism has waned significantly. The impressive rally that XRP experienced during the summer months may be nearing its conclusion. On June 21st, XRP was valued at a mere $2, but just 30 days later, it soared to a remarkable 52-week peak of $3.65. However, since that high point, the price has retreated to around the $3 mark. Under normal circumstances, this would present a classic buy-the-dip scenario for XRP investors. Yet, a series of alarming indicators are now emerging, leading many investors to feel understandably anxious about the situation. What factors are currently reflected in XRP's price? In many respects, the pricing of cryptocurrencies mirrors that of stocks. Both should ideally reflect investor expectations based on all available public information. At this moment, it appears that the market has already factored in several growth drivers that were anticipated to propel XRP's value higher this year. Take, for instance, the recent resolution of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) lawsuit involving Ripple, the company behind the XRP token. The final settlement was reached on August 7th, yet since that date, XRP's price has actually decreased. On the day of the settlement, XRP was priced at $3.30, but as of August 14th, it has dropped to $3.08. This suggests that the market had already anticipated the SEC's legal resolution long before it was finalized. In fact, the pro-crypto sentiment surrounding the election of the Trump administration was widely interpreted as a signal that many of the legal and regulatory challenges facing the crypto sector, particularly those affecting Ripple, would soon be addressed. Additionally, the potential introduction of new XRP spot exchange-traded funds, ETFs, is likely already included in the current price. Bloomberg has assigned a 95% probability of these ETFs receiving approval. Since January, there has been ongoing discussion about how these ETFs might influence XRP's price. Therefore, it is reasonable to conclude that the anticipated approval of these ETFs is already reflected in XRP's current valuation. When they are eventually approved, likely between now and October, do not expect a significant surge in XRP's price. What aspects are not yet reflected in XRP's price? The situation becomes particularly intriguing when we consider what has not yet been factored into XRP's pricing. The market seems to be slowly recognizing the extent of XRP's concentrated ownership. Some estimates suggest that a mere 20 wallets on the XRP blockchain control 50% of all XRP in circulation. This concentration means that when one of these major holders decides to sell their XRP, it can dramatically impact the token's price. A notable instance occurred in mid-July when a prominent insider at Ripple sold 50 million XRP, valued at approximately $175 million. This raises new concerns that such profit-taking behavior could hinder any future price increases for XRP. Each time XRP approaches a new all-time high, insiders may opt to sell off their holdings to secure their profits. Moreover, it is challenging to accurately assess the current activities on the XRP blockchain. While there are frequent reports about new stablecoin projects, asset tokenization efforts, and cross-border payment initiatives, the actual data does not seem to support the optimistic narratives. It appears that traders may have driven up XRP's price based on speculative future potential rather than the current realities. For instance, stablecoins, rather than creating new opportunities for XRP, could potentially undermine some of its market prospects. What lies ahead for XRP? This brings us to a pivotal moment for XRP. With a market capitalization exceeding $180 billion, XRP's valuation is nearly on par with that of Uber. As an investor, this raises an intriguing question. Do you believe XRP holds more value than Uber? If your answer is yes, it might be an opportune moment to consider buying XRP at a relatively lower price. However, if you think otherwise, it may be wise to explore other investment opportunities in the cryptocurrency space. Dominic Basalto has investments in XRP. The Motley Fool also holds positions in and recommends both Uber Technologies and XRP. For more details, please refer to the Motley Fool's disclosure policy.